Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You gotta eat what you kill. You gotta go out there, you gotta hunt for your meals.
We all have that ability to connect with people, to be that motivational person in somebody's life.
You gotta let people know there's certain lines you don't cross, and that there's gonna be consequences if you do.
Man up.
If you are an adult and you are in a relationship, that person's emotions are not your responsibility.
Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
The devil, during slavery, destroyed the masculinity or manhood of the so-called Negro. No man. No man. Right now you got to be trained all over again to be a man.
When someone is obligated to do something, it is binding upon them to do it. And failure to do it causes reaction.
Man up.
Hunger shall make you rich. I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life forever.
If that people knew their glorious past, if that people knew their glorious past, if that people knew their glorious past, then they would be more inclined to respect themselves.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You want to tell me about yourself? Go get your friends. I'll tell you who you are based on who your friends are.
Don't just live and die. That's an ugly existence. Make your life matter, make your life count. Live a life where people can actually mourn you for the things you left behind, not just because you were around and existed.
We need strong black nuclear family.
Yes.
That's what it is. Mother, father, son, daughter, all in the same house with a focus on the family unit as a whole.
We had Tulsa, Atlanta, New Jersey, Detroit. We had Rosewood. We had Black Wall Streets all over.
The Republicans aren't for us, but the Democrats aren't for us either. And we should have no alliance to any political party. We only have alliance to what is in our own best interest.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
At the end of the day, as men in the community, we must stand together and be counted, because people look to us for guidance, leadership, and protection. And if we are not about that business, we are not on our job. Here we have grown-ass man conversations in the spirit of that purpose. Anthony Malcolm, Bobby Drake, Major Gage, we are. This is Manifestations 2020.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Yeah, what's going on, y'all? What's happening?
Yo.
Once
again, it's on.
Manifestations 2020 on deck. This your boy Major Gage. I'm in the building with my dogs Anthony, Malcolm, and Bobby Drake, and we are Manifestations 2020. What's good, fellas? Talk to me, man. What's going on? How was the week?
Chilling, man. Everything is good. Can't complain. Getting ready for the holidays. Was in here, you know, cleaning up and doing, you know, the little spring cleaning, you know, we do before the New Year break kind of start during this break of the holiday before Thanksgiving, and then you do another one right before Christmas, and then you know you make your spring cleaning, then you take your stuff to Goodwill or whatever you do, and you know it's pretty much an annual thing that everybody does every year. So you know that's pretty much what I was up to and been up to. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I did want to say just I had a homegirl that pointed out something the other day, and I thought it was very I thought it was an irony moment, meaning that this was a woman that I used to be on when I used to be on Facebook. I used to be on Facebook and I used to call out a lot of the stuff that a lot of bad behavior that men and women do. Whenever I call out what the women do, this particular woman used to always say, man, why don't you just let them be and let them live their life? And everybody, you know, who are you to judge and all this, right? I said, okay, cool. Found out that now she's in a relationship and, you know, things are going good for her and everything like that. So I went back on, you know, my Facebook, and I saw that she had made a post. And she says, I was flabbergasted last night seeing some of the young women at the comedy show. A lot of them were looking trashy as fuck, being loud and acting classless. They seem to think it's cute, and it's not at all. It's very cringy to me. It irritates me so bad to see women publicly humiliating themselves and not having respect. I hate that young girls in this generation carry themselves so poorly. These rap songs and social media sites got their brains fried. Mothers with teenage, young adult daughters, please talk to them about how they look and carry themselves in public. I don't care what nobody do behind closed doors. Keep some stuff at home. When you step out of your house, you should know how to act and carry yourself like a lady.
Look at God.
I say, you know, to all the women out there that don't realize when you have men that's out there, and even women, because I see a lot of women being attacked for correcting a lot of the behavior that women should be able to correct each other about. That's part of sisterhood. And to see that, you know, now she wants the correction, but everybody should be on board when people are out here doing stuff that's unaligned with corrective behavior or unaligned morally or ethnically. You should be able to you know, say something so that they can correct themselves. And when you allow people to go on without being checked or correct, it ends up becoming a problem, because now instead of it correcting at a part where you nip it in the bud, you allow that bad behavior to now become a norm. So when you let it become a norm, it is harder to break, because now you're like, hey, this is just part of me. And it's one of the reasons why a lot of women back in the day, I think a lot of them are starting to get rid of saying it, but a lot of women back when we was, you know, going through our dating phases, they would say, I am the way I am, and I just want a man who can control me or who can handle me. That lets me know that you are in a toxic realm and you don't want no control behavior. You don't want to correct it. You just want somebody who enables it. And that's the biggest problem that we have, is that we want enablers versus people to hold us accountable. And if I'm a man and I can't hold my mate accountable, if I'm a man and I can't hold my homeboys or homegirls accountable, if I'm a man and I can't hold some of my family members accountable, then I don't want to be around you, because in order for society to be in a free-flowing way of operating how it should, then you should have some form of control, especially within your circle. The more you control your circle, the more everybody else controls their circle, the more you have a unified unit globally. And we've seen that back in the 1920s and before the 60s, when we had what they call a code of conduct. We knew how to operate. We knew once we left that door how to act. We knew that once our mother leaves us with their friends and families, we knew not to make an ass, because guess what? Our mothers always say that we're an extension of them. So how you act in front of strangers is a reflection of who I am as a parent. So we grew up like that, and we were made sure that we was in a straight line, and we made sure we did the best we did. Even though we stepped out a little bit, we still had a foundation to maintain on that straight and narrow path. And I just want to land my plane on that.
Well said. Well said. Bobby Drake, before we get started, what's up? Real quick.
Oh, man, everything's looking lovely. It was a rough week that I managed to make it out of. So this weekend was just all about self-care, just, recharging the batteries and getting ready to tackle it again, do it all over again another week. And, like you mentioned, this is Turkey Day we got coming up. And as you know, once you hit Turkey Day, the remnants of the year become a blur. Like the next several weeks are going to fly by so quick, it's not even going to be funny. Regardless of whether you celebrate and partake of any of the holidays or not, the timing just be rolling. So,
yeah,
this is it right now. This is the home stretch, the last little remnants of 2025. All the stuff that y'all didn't get done this year yet, the stuff that you're still waiting on, maybe you kind of dragging the feet, pick up the face, knees to chest, move that ass. Time to get the rest of the year done, close out on a high note, and make sure that we do what we're supposed to be doing. Also, real quick, want to give a big time shout out to our young brother, the young boy, Shadur Sanders.
Okay, yeah. I seen him out there.
Making his debut start today with the Cleveland Browns. Also got his first official touchdown of his career. Big ups to young brother.
That's what's
and
up.
It's a little bit more history that he made too. So I happened to see this little note that they dropped, and I didn't think it was insignificant. So Shadur Sanders became the first Cleveland Browns rookie quarterback to win his debut start in the last 30 years.
Wow.
The last rookie QB to accomplish that was Eric Zaire back in 95. And before Shadur got that victory over the Vegas Raiders tonight on Sunday, rookie quarterbacks had gone 0-13 in their debut starts for Cleveland.
Yeah.
And first-time starters overall were 0-17. So the brother, he did a pretty decent job. He threw one interception, that's cool, but he got one touchdown. He completed 11 of 20 passes for 209 yards. And all in all, his efforts led to the Browns putting up a convincing 24-10 win. So we want to big up, congratulate our brother. We know it's a whole lot of bullshit, tomfoolery, poppycock, and fiddle-faddle going around with the circumstances of him making it to the league.
Yeah.
But, the brother comes from good stock. His pop's been there, done that, got the T-shirt and all the souvenirs. And so he ain't ready. He just pulled up ready to do work. And I'm hoping and I'm looking forward to a lot more highlights with the brother's concerned. So
that's what's
big
up.
ups for that.
It's going down. Shout out Shadur Sanders, man. I'm real happy to see that. Finally.
But right quick, though, I believe that we're not going to be here next week in honor of the holiday season. Everyone's going to be traveling, moving around. So we don't want to create a burden on anyone where they feel like they have to touch in with us next week. So right quick, let's go ahead and say a few things about what we're going to be thankful for. Me, I'm thankful personally for I'm thankful for health, man. I'm really thankful for health. It sounds a little cliche and everything, but I've been mostly good health this year, but I have had a couple bouts where I had some injuries and other stuff popping up. And I've also been seeing some other people dealing with some injuries around me as well too, just some health related concerns. And man, when the saying goes out that health is wealth, that's really not a cliche, man.
Yeah.
If you're not in good health, you can't do a damn thing. And what you can do, man, it's so limited. You know what I'm saying? Because it's very dispiriting. It can really cripple you mentally. It can really cripple you physically, obviously. Yeah. And it can even, really put a drain on your friends and family around you, trying to keep you up, trying to take care of you and everything, man. So for those of us who have good health, please don't take it for granted. Do what you can to maintain, or even better, to build on top of it. And for those of us who are struggling with health, we're with you. Wish you all the best. Keep working towards that, and remember, that's where the real wealth is at, right there, man.
All facts. And real quick.
Yeah, I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my peoples. I'm thankful for just the genuine people around me that keep me on track, that hold me accountable. And just looking forward to being safe during the holidays. Like I've been telling people, make sure that you pay attention to your surroundings. There's a lot of people that haven't been working, that aren't getting money, and they want to make sure that they have something for their children too, by any means necessary. So if they got to knock you over the head to bring happiness to their home, they're going to do it. So don't be a statistic. Just watch your surroundings. Be very careful. That's all I have.
Also on that note, if y'all aren't already doing it, I don't know why, make sure you go and follow our brother Ant on Facebook, Intellectual L Bay. You know, he be in ghost mode every now and then. He comes down like the ghost of Christmas past to bless the populace.
Yeah.
But when he comes, you know, our brother, he brings fresh fire. There's been a lot of game he's been dropping the last couple weeks, really trying to get people up to speed where they should have been, but trying to get them there now. So if you're not clicked it, a lot of the stuff he's been saying, you know, the brother reading the tea leaves is becoming the past. So if you really want to know what the future's bringing, what's going around the corner, how to stay ahead of the curve, be on the bleeding edge, Intellectual Bay, follow that brother, send him a request, make sure you're tapped in.
There it is. There it is. Shout out to Intellectual LB in the building. All right. So
appreciate that.
Quick, real quick for me, man, I'm thankful for family, friends. I'm thankful for this platform. I'm thankful for y'all. You know, I'm thankful for being someone who's able to think outside the box. You know, I'm thankful for that. People don't realize how much a lot of us are mentally enslaved. You know what I'm saying? And I am thankful, you know, for the fact that, you know, I'm able to think outside the box. I'm able to see what others, unfortunately, are not. And, you know, I feel that we are, as people have told us, enlightening people. We're educating people. I'm thankful for the opportunity to be able to do that with this platform. I'm thankful for all my loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to mom and pop. Shout out to the wife. You know what I'm saying? Life is wonderful. Like you say, Bobby, I'm also thankful for health. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking forward to 2026 and seeing what it is that that it holds. So let's get it, man. Let's get into it. You know what I'm saying? Today, we have this show on demonizing heterosexual relationships. And I thought that this was something that we had to tap into specifically, because it goes hand in hand with the show that we had last week. Me and Ant were having a conversation earlier, saying, okay, they're kind of similar. They are kind of similar, but they're not similar. You know, there is a whole attack on marriage, which is, you know, the legal state of, you know, a man and a woman being together and, you know, pooling their resources and so forth and so on. And then there's just an attack on heterosexual relationships only. Whereas people never even want you to make it to marriage. You know, they're constantly trying to drive this wedge between men and women, and they use a lot of LGBT propaganda and puppets to do it. You know, and not only do they use LGBT propaganda and puppets to do it, they also just use the what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? The trauma. They use the trauma that both men and women hold, and they magnify that, and they go out of their way to do it. And we're going to discuss that today. One of these characters that I found particularly interesting is this clown right here. They call him the DL Whisperer. I want y'all to listen to this.
Always like trying to do this thing where they want the perfect woman. She needs to have this size waist, this size body, these size breasts. She needs to be this tall, this complexion. It's like they're trying to build a woman. Listen, if you really like women, are you really trying to find the perfect woman? Because isn't that kind of setting yourself up for failure, looking for perfection? Because what is perfection? If your man is always trying to dress you or tell you how to wear your hair, like just too controlling, it's those type of men. They want to be you. Ladies, I need to tell you this, and you need to listen. Moving forward, make a man prove that he's straight. So assume that every man is gay and make them prove that they're straight. So DL men are going to always equate heterosexuality with masculinity. So if your man is always trying to equate things to being masculine or not wanting to do things that are perceived as gay or feminine, like a straight man doesn't have to think about it. DL men are always going to date outside of their race. If he's black, he's not going to date a bunch of black women.
Bruh, this dude right here. Yo, you laugh your ass off listening to this. But
yo,
listen, hold up now. The kicker is that he has a couple 100,000 followers and they're all black women.
Of course.
Damn near all of them black women. You should read the comments on his videos. Yes, queen. That's exactly what I've been saying. Yeah. Oh, girl. Yeah. He spot on with that. This nigga just be talking bullshit. First of all, why are you taking cues on how to understand the behavior of straight men from a gay man? Women, you got to be smarter than this. Sisters, listen, I always advocate for sisters. I'm always talking about how sisters are very sharp. You understand what I'm saying? And I go out of my way to share, examples of sisters that I know that are sharp or whatever the case may be. Because there are some guys out there who really do hate women and talk down on women and say that, okay, women are children and, women are not capable of thinking, like this Anton Daniels character and other people like him, Myron Gaines and so forth. And it's like, bruh, y'all got to help me out because there's no reason that this guy should have all these damn followers. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Derek Jackson and others, but this guy in particular, and he's using, if you peep what he's doing, he's taking all the trauma that black women have towards black men, and he's positioning those things in a way to say, hey, well, if he's doing this, then he's DL. If he's doing this, then he's DL. All those things. If he try to put you together too much and try to tell you how to wear your hair, he's DL because he wants to be you. You know what I'm saying? If he's what else did he? Just bullshit. If he has another video. If he has sex with too many women, that means he's DL. You having sex with a lot of women, that means that you're DL. The psychology don't make sense. The math ain't mathing, but they're not thinking about that. They just see that there is a man validating all their trauma. You understand what I'm saying? Towards men specifically. And he's giving them an out and they're just eating that shit up. I have never seen a more ridiculous platform in my life. It's just bullshit after bullshit after bullshit. And his videos go viral every time. And they are eating this shit up. It would be hilarious. It is still hilarious. You understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's not because he's got a following. You understand? So that, like, when you see these women, Anthony was talking about it before, every time that you disagree with something they say, that means you're gay. And now they got a gay man verifying it, and co-signing it. And so they're running with that. And it's scary. It's a very scary environment. But this is what I'm saying. That goes along with the demonization of men in heterosexual relationships specifically. And either way, you can't go wrong if you're criticizing a DL man, because number one, he's a man that they already have a problem with. And number two, he's DL, so he's being deceptive. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't really go wrong with that. And I think he's found the perfect con. That's what it looks like. What y'all say?
I think one of the best things that I've heard Charlamagne say that's been very accurate is nowadays in society, nobody wants to hear the truth when the lies are entertaining. That's why Bobby Drake was just laughing when he heard it. It's comical to him. And some women who have trauma issues are going to trauma bond to him, which a lot of black people, black men and black women, trauma bond a lot. We have a lot of trauma bonding relationships within our community because we're not seeking the proper healing. And I think another thing that is a big con game too is this healing, this so-called healing vibe that everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
A lot of people that say they healed, they're not really healed. And I've seen it. I just don't call it out because a lot of times these people are just triggered. So it's no healing somebody who's acting like they're healing. They're delusional in their mind, thinking that it's relieving like that. Another thing, taking advice from a homosexual man who sees himself, and this is what a lot of people got to understand. Homosexual men, black men, see themselves as white women. Now, think about that. If you look at it as him being perceived as a white woman, because that's how they see themselves, what are white women known to do with black women that has been very detrimental to society?
Sabotage.
They have, yes. Also, they're using feminism. He's using the same feminism propaganda inside a homosexual body. So him being a white woman speaking with black women against the whole unity of black relationships and unity in itself. This man here is a token to white supremacy. And you guys are feeding it, and it shows 100K followers. This goes all the way back. It's the psychological thing that happened back when they was telling you how they sold to the Negroes. They had to get our black women, sell the ideal of being a white woman to our black women. And that's why we have this chaotic thing and this attraction of black people attracted to white luxury brand as a sense of being feel wealthy or noticeable or somebody that is of value. And that shit logically has fucked us all over. So when you see guys that speak like this, they're doing more harm than helping. And you got to watch the people that's attracted to that, because those are people that aren't healed as well. And they always say, hurt people, right? And this is the following and the cult that he's generating that's going to be out here doing more damage than good. And I'll land my plane on that.
All facts. Bobby Drake, talk to me about that hilarious display that we just witnessed.
Should have had him as the main actor on Showtime at the Apollo, boy. That was too funny. But once again, it just goes to show that women, black women in specific, are the most highly prized demographic when we're talking about the war for the minds.
Agreed.
Everyone, universally, it is the absolute worst kept secret at this point. Everyone knows that if you want to make a profit, if you want to make a quick buck, prey on the emotionalism of women, black women in specific.
Yeah.
All you got to do is just come up, and it doesn't matter if it's Derek Waxon, it doesn't matter if it's Yada, doesn't matter if it's this clown, doesn't matter if it's some random white man or what have you in the comments just talking a whole bunch of shit about black men. All you have to do is give them confirmation bias.
That's it.
Say all the things that they think and believe and all the insults that they say right there about black men. And all you're going to get is a whole chorus. It's going to like synchronized swimming, a whole chorus of necks waving, fingers. I know that's right.
Yep.
Easy. And they'll go ahead and they'll give their likes, the likes and their heart reactions. They'll go ahead and get your views up. They get your follower counts up. They'll get these social media networks to cut you a nice check. In some cases, you can go ahead and write books behind this. Like if you're Derek Waxon, you can go on tours to different cities and they'll buy tickets to hear you talk the same nonsense live.
Yeah.
And dress it up for them. They'll go ahead and buy your merchandise, your shirts, whatever. A whole cottage industry geared towards making bank off of black women's unresolved issues and trauma. And it's sad that everybody else is in on it except for the black women getting finessed and getting pimped.
Right.
It's sad. Literally fat cows being led to the slaughter and don't even see the game.
Oh, yeah.
And then what happens, of course, they don't understand is that what this does is because the men aren't nearly as dumb as you think they are, they see this vitriol, they see the venom, and it severs the bond that's there, the attachment. There's a reason why you have a lot of women now. The women who, for the most part, are solid women, they very rarely have these complaints and issues. That's not their reality. But a lot of women will ask questions like, "Where are all the good men at?"
Right.
Black men don't stand up and defend and protect black women.
Hmm.
When you keep on taking your steam shovel and dumping feces on them, only the greatest of idiots with the lowest of self-esteem will still come to you like a lapdog after all that abuse and neglect and denigration, still ready to defend and protect. No. People defend and protect what they value. And if you make it plain and clear that the mindset and attitude is F you, you cannot get all surprised when the men return the sentiment and it's F you right back.
Yeah.
And then it's, no, I was just playing. That's just online. No, it's not just online. This has been said way before the internet even existed.
True.
Sticks and stones might break my bones. Words never hurt me. Bullshit. Bullshit. The things that you say linger for a long time. The late Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King himself said, in the end, it will not be the words of our enemies that we remember, but the silence of our friends. When you're silent, when you have nothing positive to say, when everything is just slander this, slander that, there's a consequence that is to be paid in the meta, and you won't see it right away. There's no a scoreboard that says your consequence is da-da-da-da.
Right.
But what happens is you feel it later on down the line, and eventually you're going to get to the point where you realize the reason the house is so cold and bare is because you stripped it of everything that was inviting. You can't be mad that nobody's in there waiting for you. When you hear clowns like this, you're supposed to do exactly what I did. And I wasn't putting on. I was dead laughing because it was hilarious. It was hilarious. You hear that and keep it pushing. I also think, and in close, I also think it's very funny that I heard a whole lot of projection coming from him and also from the women who's making those talking points.
Yeah.
A lot of projection. Men that are always with different women are down low. Got some women that fits pretty well too. And last I checked, according to the statistics, official statistics from the CDC, according to them, the average woman has had at least one LGBT LMNOP experience by the time they've graduated or left college age.
That is true.
Not men. Women.
That is true.
But we're out here trying to talk about all the indicators of DL men. When are we going to have a real proper breakdown about all these DL women? The ones that go on the girl trips and are on a sneak bumping of the drink. When are we going to talk about that? Oh, let's stop pointing the fingers before we really bring something out of the closet we don't want to see.
It's vast. I'll tell you that. It's vast. You know what I'm saying? But like, this is what it is, man. Like, you look, I mean, if you try to put your woman together, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that means you're DL. There's another one he said, if men play too much sports, that means they're DL. Nigga, anything you do, you DL, you know. And then the women, unfortunately, they just going with the flow. They're looking for some validation as to why they can't catch, and they keep failing at relationships.
I think that goes back to what Bobby was saying with projection, because that nigga don't look nowhere near athletic.
Facts.
Don't look athletic. He's talking about trying to be women, and I see this man wearing lip gloss.
Come on, man.
I'm like my brother in Christ.
Yeah.
Are you doing this in a mirror? Do you hear and see yourself right now?
He's sitting up talking about
crossing off your own list.
Exactly. People trying to be women. He's trying to talk. And why are you commenting on straight people's relationships anyway? Your little moist ass. Why are you commenting? You got enough problems over there.
If we were to start weighing in on the current state of alphabet relationships,
come on now,
then we're gonna be all kind of homophobes.
Yeah,
we're afraid of them. We hate them. We have all this, that, and the third. But yet they can just come in and weigh all kind of insight on us. I declare y'all heterophobes. That's a heterophobic man right there.
You know what?
He's heterophobic.
You know what? A lot of things that people don't really pay attention to what they say. If you listen to a lot of them, they don't go after DL men. They go after straight men. They have a fetish of trying to change or turn out a straight man or a curious man.
Mm-hmm.
And once they do that, they don't want to be in a relationship with them. They're looking to go. So you're actually the homosexual toxic version of a heterosexual toxic version of a person. So you have your own demons that follows in the line of the people that you're talking about having the same demons.
Yeah, he is a truly despicable human being. And again, what floored me is always the initial offense, and then there's the crimes thereafter. The crimes thereafter was all these women, this wall of women that follow this man, and then they wonder why their relationships are fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they make videos about it too. Oh, the DL whisper, y'all gotta follow him, girl. He be telling all the tea. And wow,
the blind leading the blind, literally.
Facts. And while we're on that topic, because this is a recurring theme with some of these alphabet weirdos getting in straight people's business and just targeting straight relationships and trying to sabotage them. And I'm not making this up. And to illustrate how I'm not making this up, I want y'all to check out this slick shit that this clown said, Jason Lee. People have to start to acknowledge and know when you're listening to a fool. Listen to this.
Incredibly insulting, the idea that you get to be a woman just because you got some boobs and a lips. There's something very denigrating about that to women. It's basically saying anyone can be you, it's just a costume. Like, being a woman is not a costume. It's not a costume. It's just not.
First of all, some of you don't even do it well. I mean, I know a lot of women that don't have lips, that don't have ass, that can't have kids, that, and some that do have uteruses that probably shouldn't, but that's not because of my opinion as a man. It's my opinion
because
they're
that's
bad
not what
mothers.
What the fuck you get off, dog? Like, seriously?
You cut it early. She got in his ass. I saw.
Yeah, I couldn't find the full clip. I couldn't find the full clip because I think they're trying to bury it. Because there was no big news story about that clip. You know what I'm saying? But
she got in his ass so bad. She got in his ass so bad.
For that right there,
and he admitted that she was right.
Yeah,
and to make that comment, he did it, especially in the context. He was making talk about some women that can't give birth. To say that alone, if you know anything about what women go through, the complications they have, not just biologically but also external factors. We just had 2 sisters within the past month that faced clear-cut, exposed cases of medical, not even apartheid, no. Medical discrimination. Literally trying to give birth to hospitals, refusing to let them give birth and assist in the process. They could have died right there. Their children could have died. And they're still not out of the woods because even though they delivered successfully, there could still be complications with them or the child later on because of that. And you got the nerve to open your mouth talking about, women that can't give birth, so that means that you can. Every single woman in that building should have taken turns slapping the piss out of him.
Facts.
Whole jaw should have been falling off.
And this is the thing with me, man. Like, what the biggest issue that I have is next week they're gonna be still right there listening to his goofy ass trying to get the tea. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, yo, why do y'all tolerate these characters? You know what I'm saying? He's sitting there telling an actual woman, for crying out loud, I'm agreeing with Candace Owens. He's sitting there telling an actual woman that women don't do women well enough. Nigga, how you even fix your mouth to say that?
Because
then he cites these reasons. Because they ain't got no ass, because they don't have no lashes, because they can't give birth.
So that's what makes a woman. And
that's what makes a woman. That's what I'm saying. In his little mind, that's what makes a woman a woman.
That's what I don't want to stray off on this too much because we could literally go on to this.
We
the next
really
2
could.
days easy, but there's something to be spoken about this toxic relationship that exists between women and gay men.
Facts.
There's a very toxic, like biological nuclear waste hazardous relationship between women and gay men. It's a nasty parasitic relationship where they both don't like each other, but they both will use each other as amplifiers for their designated bullshit, because the same women that are going right along with the other dude and co-signing him, and he's saying things that they want to hear, as soon as those women want to insult and disrespect heterosexual men, the first thing they do is call them gay.
That's what they do. That's what they do.
The gay bestie that you have, you're using who he is, his identity, as a weapon against other people. You're making something nasty as a label for somebody else.
Yeah.
But you call yourself respecting these people over here. And then you'll have these men making those jabs, talking about you don't even do being a woman right. This is what makes a woman. All these physical things, not to who they actually are as an essence.
Right.
And then when they get back and forth at it, they use the same slurs for each other against other people. There's a mutual nasty disagreement that they have, but they're willing to shake hands for 3 seconds as a truce, especially when we are the target.
Yeah.
We'll squash the beef to deal with them. As soon as we're done addressing them, now it's back to our infighting because we can't.
They're like white supremacists. They're like white supremacists.
I was just about to say, what does it sound like?
They are.
That sounds like the white man and the white woman.
And that's how you know who pulls the strings.
Dude,
because the playbook, there might be black faces, but they run the same plays. That's how you know what the source is.
Yes. I got my mouth open and couldn't close it after watching that damn. My jaw was on the floor watching that clip. Where does this clown get off saying that? Like, dude, you don't even like women. You know what I'm saying? You don't even like women. You are a man and you do not even like women. And you're sitting up here telling a woman how to be a woman, and that the men that you know that emulate women do it better than they do. Nobody ain't slapped the shit out this nigga yet. Seriously?
We need the orange man. We need the need the head citrus in charge, the orange man. The great citrus grove dweller of the White House.
We
need him to slap tariffs on Audacity immediately, because the cost of living for everything else has gone high. Eggs is through the roof, juice is through the roof, gasoline is through the roof, but people are still just scooping Audacity off the shelves. It has to stop.
It's still free.
The thing about it is when he says, like I say, you got to know the mindset of a homosexual man. If you listen to a lot of what they say all the time, they want to be women. That's why they go the extra mile to overdo it. In their walk, in their talk, they don't try to talk like a woman. They try to talk in a way they feel like women should talk or walk, which is very awkward because that's not natural. It's not a natural form. And we see it. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy how this guy has always been in hot water for saying some stupid shit. And it's always the dickheads that have the most stupid shit to say that have a huge following. So what does that say about society in general? Like, we have a lot of dodos, a lot of followers, and it's easy for a lot of people to now invent cults. And we see a lot of that in different sectors. And that's another story. That's a no different show to talk about that. But when y'all women see this, y'all got to shut this down, because you know why? At the end of the day, these are the guys that, if they want to go into the sports you play, they want to get in the UFC ring and beat the shit out of you and get a trophy, because they're not man and masculine enough to compete against the natural born men like they were. So they rather go for easy target and beat the shit out of y'all women. Whenever they have disagreements, you always see these homosexual men beat the shit out of women. Nobody gets in an uproar, calls the police. They look at it like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. So I'll land my plane on that.
It's outrageous, bro. I'm still trying to understand that. Out of all these clips that I'm gonna play for y'all today, that's the one that bothers me the most. You know what I'm saying? Like, this person some people just need to understand their role, what it is, and when they should be quiet. He has no positioning, to even speak on matters regarding what a woman is to begin with. But then to go and big up your fellow alphabet brethren and say that they're actually better women than actual women. And he still has a show, and they will still take this stupid ass back there and listen to him next week because they want the tea.
And see, that's why I don't respect a lot of people in the LGBT community, because for the simple fact that I respect Flame Monroe. That brother been out there telling people like, hey, I'm in this community, but wrong is wrong. He holds his LGBT. And guess what? He got blackballed. And you don't see none of these guys, Jason Lee, they didn't put him on no interview to try to get him out there. The whole industry blackball him, and these industry plants and these LGBT plants, they don't sit back and go against the grain to really fight for their cause. Because if that was the case, Flame Monroe would be on a lot of people's podcasts and segments spitting the truth and giving him a platform to spit the truth. Instead, y'all bury it to promote this nonsense and attack black men, and I'll land my plane on that.
Yeah, and Antoine Dotson too, by the way. Remember him? Hide your kids, hide your wife. Remember that dude?
Yeah.
Yeah. He became straight. And he came out and said, he was gay or whatever, but it was a learned behavior. He wasn't born like that. He said it was a learned behavior. He wasn't born like that. It was something that people were pressuring him to do. And, he was abused and molested when he was a child. He came out, he talked about that shit.
Wow.
Never heard from his ass again.
Nope.
But when we start talking, it's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. No, you're just dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to read past. If people are plotting against you and they have hatred for you, they want to destroy you, they're not going to tell you that they're doing that. You got to figure it out. You understand? But like that brother came out and really, really spoke on that. And like you say, Anthony, with the other person, with Flame Monroe, I haven't really followed them, but very similarly, you never heard from him again. After he stopped promoting the agenda, he called them out, said that they didn't want him on their shows unless he was talking about gay shit. That's another show though. So we're gonna keep it on the topic here. Demonizing heterosexual relationships. This is something else where people are demonizing heterosexual relationships, but people don't look at it that way. Check this out. This woman bothers me.
I will leave you.
Oh.
Figure it out.
So you're here to just bleed them dry.
Yes.
As soon as you get everything, you're off. Do you normally seek out the victims, or do they come? Is it inbound calls?
Oh, no. I never chase.
So it's never outbound?
I only attract.
Inbound only.
And if you came and talked to me, that's your fault.
Right, your prerogative. You signed up for this.
Ladies, if you try to ride or die, you will, in fact, die. Don't do that no more. You look stupid.
I do want to think, and maybe this is me being optimistic, that not like 100% exclusively that will be the experience. Maybe there are some good dynamics still left, no?
It could be. I'm not a man hater. I don't know. I just don't like them anymore. Like,
when you say them,
like men, I don't like to date wise. Like, y'all can provide, but like to like them, I don't know.
My head explodes every time I watch that clip.
Did you got another video of her?
No. That's the only one for today. There's another, a whole other video, some stuff we got to talk about with Summer Walker, but that was the one for today. Go ahead, Bobby.
But she says she doesn't know she likes men, but according to your boy, that would make her DL. Oh, she's on the DL. Okay. Oh. I guess maybe he does know something. What do you know?
Listen.
Meet lesson.
Bruh, listen, sometimes just listening to these people speak is painful. And the thing about Summer Walker, Summer Walker is always saying some slick shit, or she's very much like the other one. What's her name? K. Michelle. Very much like K. Michelle. Always saying some slick, disrespectful shit about men. The hatred of men is so thick with her, you could cut it with a knife. And then she says, well, I'm not a man hater. Right after she just finished telling you about how much she hates men. I'm not a man hater or anything. Like, we can see you. You know we can see you, right? These people are so hateful. You know, it really boggles the mind. And again, you know, she has this cult following. Women love her. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you're saying that you're only a man, all a man can do is give you shit, and he loses his money, then you're going to leave. You know, you're going to leave him high and dry, like the guy said. God bless that brother there. It must be the hardest thing in the world to have to sit in that chair and listen to this bird brain speak, and you have to act like she actually has something to say. You know what I'm saying? That must be very difficult. I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? But like, you know, this is her mantra. This is what she does, you know, and the women love her for it. They reward them for hatred of men and demonizing relationships. You know what I'm saying? Because if that's your approach to relationships, then relationships are evil, because you're not trying to get anything from it. You're saying at the door, I am here to use men. You can give me stuff, you can buy me stuff, and that's fine. But, you know, to like them, like you somebody. Who is Summer Walker at the end of the day? But another industry plant, if we go keep it a buck.
But you imagine that, and I'm trying to keep it at an apples to apples level. Summer Walker. Okay. Could you imagine if you had a Chris Brown's too high profile. Can you imagine if you had like a Jacob Banks, an Eric Bellinger?
Okay.
Can you imagine if you had
I never heard of
Quincy? A little too low.
Eric Bellinger. Yeah, good.
But can you imagine if you had an
Lloyd,
or some other music star who's relatively at the same level of success that she's had in her career?
Right. Mm-hmm.
A man come out and say the same thing about women.
That's what I was just going to say. That
he takes what he gets out of them, and you know, I don't go looking for them. They come to me. I don't chase. I attract and everything.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the outcry?
Yeah, the outcry. It would be crazy.
This would be all you would hear on social media for the next 2-3 weeks. And you would probably also have some real world ripples in the news. You'd probably have some people on daytime talk shows talking about this and trying to use this as a whole profile on the dating landscape from where men are. This would have been a really big deal. But women can go and say this nonsense, this poison out there, and it's supposed to be permissible. She's just telling her side. She's telling her truth.
So true.
And all this nonsense.
If it was a man and he had a brand deal, it'd be gone tomorrow. You understand what I'm saying? Because she is effectively saying she does not like men. She has a disdain for men. She's saying if a man came out and said that, let's say that you had a deal with Wheaties or some shit, your contract is over tomorrow. They pulling your shit off the shelves.
They'd have said he's in violation of some sort of morality clause. They would have done all kind of gymnastics to make it fit and stretch and everything.
And look,
we don't want this image to go out to our audience. This isn't becoming of the Wheaties spokesmodel.
Look at Sha'Carri. She went smacking her boyfriend up. Did anything happen to her Nike deal? No.
You've never heard of a man who's committed an act of domestic violence who had to keep it. You've never heard of it.
Never.
Especially after getting arrested. She did get arrested.
Domestic, forget that. They pulled some of Anthony Edwards Ant-Man's deals just because he paid off his baby mama in advance and said, I don't want to deal with this kid no more than I said I didn't want. They pulled his deals and he ain't even hurt nobody.
Wow, I didn't know that. Damn.
Yeah, they did. He just got, I don't know if he has any others, but he just got a deal again with a major deal with Sprite the other day, and I was glad to see it. Like, I'm glad that he's getting get his paper again, because they really play with this man's money, because he said, I ain't feeling this chick. I said I don't want the kid. You still have the kid. All right, well, here's the money. Get out of my face. You're good now.
That's insane. That's wild. But yeah, this is where we are. You know what I'm saying?
I'm surprised that you didn't have, because that really, the second video is really part of what we was doing today. But I got it. I got something here. shout out to Nate Johnson, man. So if y'all don't know, Summer Walker just got exposed recently, a couple days ago, after an audio message to Rich Kid. He's been fucking with everybody. So what's the problem? Because she is a side chick to the man, and she says she don't mind being a side chick to the man, even though his girl came out and was like, he not going nowhere. So she says that she gets all these luxury gifts and things like that, so she don't mind being a side chick. So Nate Johnson, you know, she wrote a nice post and it went viral. She said, what kind of woman must you be to sit here and try to be friends with somebody whose man you're intentionally messing with? Like, I always thought some screws were missing in her head, but she's fried for real. Like, this is gutter rat behavior. But you know what? I expect nothing less from her. She's indeed the type, and then gets on here, internet, dodging accountability like Border Patrol. She is such a loser. The type of thing isn't discussed enough amongst women because you girls of today champion behind bird shit, hoe shit, messy shit, snake shit. Like, they was Summer, girl, we stand with you. But wasn't he the one messing around too? Who even is the other girl? I hate y'all for real. Like, you knew and chose to be the side. Disgusting and disgraceful. It's a principle thing for me. I expect nothing of value nor importance to come from a fourth baby mama. But I guess talent overshadows morals, huh? Like, damn. Have some fucking decorum. A burner phone? I just want to be picked too. Girl, get up over that nigga. Never mind.
Wow.
Shout out to her. She spit flame on that one.
Send me that. Please send me that, because I gotta repost that.
Are the most stubborn of things.
Wow. Yeah, that shit is that's horrible, bro. Let me tell you, man, that this shit right here, that's gonna leave a mark. And I guess we gotta discuss that today, because I wanted to do a whole show where we talked about that for a whole segment, like the second half of today's show. I want to talk about this article. But like, it's so egregious, man. Like, what? Is this what we're doing now? You're proud to be a side chick. And then when they called her out, she got found out, she comes out and she doubles down on it. And she starts talking. We're still gonna talk about that. Even though a week has passed, or a week will have passed by then, we still gotta talk about that, because it's just so significant, just how much of a dirt diving scumbag she is. You know, and then this will be the number one person talking about how, you know, they're a girl's girl. She makes her living. She has made her living off of making songs about women who suffer from heartache, right? Because she said that's been her experience, at the expense usually of another woman that some guy is tricking on her with, right? And that woman, and you know, this dude, he ain't this and he ain't that, and that hoe, she ain't this and she ain't that. But you're that hoe.
Again,
you understand?
Once again, the AMC Cinemark movie code screen pops up again, because projection.
Yeah.
Again. There's a reason why they say when you point that finger out, you got three more pointing right back at you. There's a reason for that. And we're seeing that. You are guilty of all the very same crimes that you're calling out. You are the culprit. You're the chief suspect.
Yeah.
Don't leave town. We have some more questions to ask you.
And then she just goes into the layers and the stuff she just goes into. And of course, you know, they always got to deny, you know, I wasn't really into him. He was coming after me, and he got me all, he paid all this money. And I just want to be the side chick. She's saying this proudly. And I mean, I can't say that I was surprised. I can't say that I was surprised that she did it. I mean, the chest tat told me all I needed to know. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you see this big ass Baphomet looking shit she got on her chest? It's, oh my God, it's horrifying. You know what I'm saying? That told me all I needed to know. But to come out and say it publicly, like it's a flex, wow, that blew my mind. Even if it's just self-preservation, you don't want to destroy your career. Goddamn.
Yeah.
All these women that you trauma bond with in every song, Now they're finding out that you are the chick you were singing about. Oh man, it's bad. It's going to end poorly for her. It's going to end real bad for her.
Derek Keisha Jackson.
Fact.
The sad part about this, where she's concerned, is, she's a woman who, from the very beginning of her career, right, she's always been very vocal and upfront about her battles with her mental health, how she's always struggled with very nasty social anxiety to the point where it's even affected her career to some degree. She's had to postpone tours and concerts and shows because of her issues.
Yeah.
And you would think that anybody, whether it's mental or physical, but people that have those kind of long-term ailments or diseases, you would think as somebody that suffers and deals with hurts and pains that the average person isn't exposed to, you would think that over your lifetime dealing with that would create a level of empathy and compassion.
You would think.
I would maybe even, and this might even be naive to even suggest, but maybe even lend you a little bit of kindness and warmth, because you've gone through it and you understand what it is for other people to go through it in different ways as well too. And yet we see in Summer Walker an example of a person who chose not to let her pain make her better, but instead let it make her bitter.
Yeah.
And now she's just a nasty old poisonous dog. She's going through it, so she's going to make everybody feel the pain. So she's going to make men and women alike feel the pain. She's going to dog out the men, denigrate them, talk about how she wants to use them. She's going to bleed them dry.
And steal from the women.
And then she's going to go ahead and destroy women's relationships, stabbing them in the back the whole time with that phony fake facade of that I'm a girl's girl, I'm here for the ladies. It's just deplorable and nasty, and definitely a case of an opportunity gone wrong.
Facts.
You had a chance to be a much better woman because of the struggles that you went through, and instead you proved that you're really just a lesser woman, and you just allowed yourself to get dragged into the mud. It's a lesser person. It's not even about gender. You're just a lesser person, period.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
Facts. And speaking of fake girls, see, the thing with a lot of these women, and we could talk about the men too, in this demonizing heterosexual relationships conversation. We can talk about the men also. You have the Fresh and Fits, and you have the what's the other Andrew Tates and these type of people, whatever the case may be. They're out there also. The difference is, I think, that solid men don't really take them seriously. The little incel crowd that follows them, they're like the only people that take them seriously. You know what I'm saying? Solid brothers don't really take them seriously like that. But and in the spirit of keeping with that same energy of talking about these fake girls that try to pretend that they're helping women out by, putting out these ridiculous articles like this one. You understand? This person here, Shantae Joseph. I've never heard of her before. Shantae Joseph. I don't know who she is. I don't really care. But this right here, this type of filth, I want everybody to look at this and see a few things. Is having a boyfriend embarrassing now? Is the Vogue article that was published. You understand what I'm saying? The title in and of itself is just, this is egregious. Is having a boyfriend embarrassing now? That tells you exactly where she's coming from before she even says a word. As you can see, she is a Black woman, and I want to make sure I highlight that first off, because when white people attack the Black community, Vogue is a white publication. Let's not get it twisted. When they attack the Black community, they always send a Black woman to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Where her people from?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to know. Very little information about her online, but that's the first question you want to ask. A lot of her information is hidden. We don't even know if she has a partner or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or what. You understand what I'm saying? But very interesting how ambiguous, everything surrounding her is. But she would put out an article like this. You understand? And yes, it is a Black woman. The Black community is in a state of emergency right now. That's what I feel. You know, we're in a state of crisis right now. And we historically, men and women, black men and black women, have leaned on each other in a time of crisis. You understand? So, hey, black folks, you know, you lean on each other in a time of crisis. We're going to go and get a black woman to go and put this article out to denigrate the idea of even having a boyfriend. Never mind marriage, just having a boyfriend. We're going to call it embarrassing, and we're going to put money behind it. We're going to platform her, and we're going to make sure that this gets heard because it's in Vogue magazine. Okay, so that's the title. That's the woman. That's what you're dealing with. That's the backdrop. Then you start to get into some of the particulars of what this article says. And man, oh man, oh man, I cannot begin to tell you how vile this article is. Is someone, if someone as much as says my boy on social media, they are muted. There's nothing I hate more than following someone for fun, only for their content to become my boyfriendified suddenly. So that's what we're starting off with. You understand what I'm saying? It's not about image. You know, when I did a call out on Instagram, plenty of women told me that they were in fact superstitious. Some feared the evil eye of belief that their happy relationship would spark jealousy so strong in other people that it could end the relationship. But there was an overwhelming sense. I'm just going to different parts of the article because, you know, it's a lot of babble on some parts. I wanted to get the most important stuff. There was an overwhelming sense from single and partnered women alike that regardless of the relationship, being with a man was an almost guilty thing to do. On the Delusional Diaries podcast, fronted by the New York-based influencers Haley and Jazz, they discuss whether having a boyfriend is lame now. Why does having a boyfriend feel Republican? This is the type of shit that's in this article. Another one, Sophie Milner, a content creator, also experienced multiple unfollowing her when she shared her romantic relationship. And then she talks about how they took her to Sicily, you know, her man took her to Sicily, and, you know, people were saying under her pictures and replying with things like, please don't get a boyfriend. She admits that her content perhaps becomes less exciting when she's in a relationship. Being single gives you the ultimate freedom to say what you want. It is absolutely not every woman, but I do notice when we become beings and watered down online, we become more beings and watered down online when in a relationship, myself included. My conversations, I'm sorry, this is so small. My conversations, one thing is certain, the script is shifting. Being partnered doesn't affirm your womanhood anymore. It is no longer considered an achievement, and if anything, it's become more of a flex to pronounce yourself single. Now that sounds like a bunch of crazy psychobabble until you start looking at the videos. Oh, I brought receipts.
Having a boyfriend is embarrassing because a lot of y'all are sleeping next to your biggest haters. A lot of y'all are dating men who do not fucking like you at all, who actually fucking hate you.
Y'all keep saying having a boyfriend is embarrassing. Let's be real, it's worse than that. Because the boyfriend phase is where too many women get stuck playing wife, therapist, share, personal assistant with no title, no security, no long-term plan.
My interpretation of the "is having a boyfriend embarrassing" article is that women have progressed to a point where we no longer feel the need to tie our worth or our desirability to our relationship status or our association or relationship with a man.
When we look back in 5, 10, 20 years, I feel like we're going to see this article as like the peak of the pendulum. This article is going to be the peak, and the pendulum will start to swing. I'm calling it now. Straight women all bonding over their disdain for straight men. Behind their backs and below the surface, there is equally just as many conversations happening amongst straight men, queer women, and queer men bonding over their frustrations and their disdain for straight women and them trying to hold on to the parts of patriarchy that they benefit from.
Honestly, the article was right. Having a boyfriend is fucking embarrassing. Because imagine waking up pregnant, not pregnant. You waking up thinking it's a normal day, and you open up your phone and open up social media and see there's a lot of people calling you a dumb bitch and a slave. And you're like, why? What's going on? And it's all because your fucking husband or boyfriend decided to call himself bragging on y'all's family dynamic and let the whole fucking world know that you carry the brunt of the weight when it comes to raising y'all's kid.
It won't remove. Why won't it come down? Okay. Okay, finally came down. I have no words. I'm again, you read the article and it just sounds like some psychobabble from some bedwench or whatever. You just kind of dismiss it. But when you look and you see the reaction that people are having to it, it's not something that we should be dismissing. Because what I'm seeing is you can just kind of tell these bitches anything and they'll just go with it. They'll just take it and run. It's just like the shit with the DL Whisperer. He says a little something and then they just gravitate to it. Anthony, what the hell are you doing?
That's my face.
What happened?
He put up the Mike Jack pick like.
Yo, this shit is crazy. It's
Man.
fascinating to know that people are this fucking stupid. That they just buy into anything. If you slightly stroke their trauma, they will jump out the fucking window with no pressure, no questions asked. Yeah, it's true. It's absolutely embarrassing because this, that. This one, and the one that bothers me the most on there is the one with the real frizzy, I don't know, the real frizzy, funky hairstyle in there, talking about how her interpretation of it. There is no fucking your interpretation of it. Then she starts talking about how, it's what she's really trying to say is that we don't have to tie our worth to, a man anymore or whatever. No, she didn't say shit about that. You made that up. She said having a boyfriend is embarrassing. It speaks for itself. And she said a whole bunch of other things subsequently to reinforce that point. And this is the thing. You have these women out here trying to cop pleas for these type of people. She's talking reckless nonsense. And she's talking in a way where, her misandry, she's wearing it on her sleeve. And y'all are eating the shit up. That means that you're misandrous too. And we're never going to fix this issue if everybody just hates each other. Look, on this platform, we criticize everybody. We criticize men, we criticize women, we criticize everybody. Unfortunately, the women have been kind of running away with it lately. That's just what it is, but we criticize everybody, but we make it very clear. We love women. We are in favor of Black relationships. We want to repair the rifts that exist in Black relationships. Did you hear anyone on that thread say anything remotely similar to that? And you think they're your friend? Dumbass? Really? This person isn't trying to help you? She's got their undivided attention and they keep talking. They keep reinforcing her point. Yes, it is embarrassing to have a boyfriend. Well, if it's embarrassing to have a boyfriend, my God, what is it like to have a husband? That's why the girl last week is showing her wedding ring or whatever, and they attack that sister viciously because she's getting married. Seriously? Is that where we are?
Take me through there. Take me through there. Take me through there. Take me through there.
Come on, man.
She said, she told me not to fix his lunch. Told me not to do this. Take me through there. Take me through there. She said, She said, do what you got to do. Everybody should know. All right. One thing I noticed, and I noticed to be a trend, and this goes for men too.
Yeah.
Is that whenever you see men talk real greasy about women, or you see women talk real greasy about men, It's always the fucking scum of your bottom of your shoe motherfuckers that talk about them. It's never high quality, high grade, or women that are highly desired. It's always the motherfuckers that didn't get the nigga that they wanted, or the slum bumming ass nigga who don't have enough money or the looks to get the woman he wanted. So now it's like, fuck all y'all. Like the whole race is demonized because
can we be blunt about it? The losers.
Yeah.
The losers. Let's not sugarcoat it. Yo, it's the losers.
And the gargoyles. Because I didn't see one attractive woman on that whole thread. I just gotta put it out there. I didn't see one.
Yeah, it's always the same. When you look at them and you look at the women, you're like, man, listen, sis, you just need a whole makeover. That's your problem. Once you get that whole makeover, everything will change. Because guess what? The woman who was like, take me through there, that got married, that chick is not no Summer Walker. That chick don't have a body like Cardi B or Megan Thee Stallion. That chick is straight up and down, narrow.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That's why I'm trying to tell y'all, like the BBL shit, y'all going around talking about men want worlds with BBLs. No, men want a woman that fits in his system and peace. It's very peaceful and exerts a lot of feminine energy. That's what men want, that comfortability, because we're going to go out there and work hard. When we come home, let me tell you something, and I'm going to be real with you. No matter if you're in a relationship, when you come home and you lay with your woman, the femininity of your woman and the energy from your masculinity, when it comes together, it blends such a fucking aura and an energy that is so soothing. But the problem is a lot of y'all women and men don't align with people that are good for your soul. So you have this thing that is, it irritates you. And because you can't, you're like a jigsaw puzzle that's supposed to be fit into a certain piece of that puzzle, but you want to jam your ass in a corner where you don't need to be. You need to find where your piece on that puzzle is and place it gently aligned in to make the bigger picture come through. But a lot of y'all trying to force a goddamn peg inside a goddamn square, and that doesn't make sense. So once you align right, just like the lady, take me through there, she aligned with that man. And now she's getting the benefits of the alignment, and he's getting the benefits of the alignment as well. It goes both ways because that's what we do. We're each other's companion. So a lot of times when these people come out here and have these rips and these disdain, a lot of them are unhealed. They have not closed the chapter of their trauma that they went through. And because they haven't done that, they're carrying this hurt and trauma, and you're trauma bonding with new people. And then you're thinking that this guy is aligning with you, but he's only aligning with you based on your trauma or manipulating you based on your trauma. So once he gets what he gets out of you, he's hauled ass. And in your mind is, all these guys want to play with me. No, because you're not taking the proper time to heal and vet correctly in order for you to align with the right person. And I'll land my plane on that.
All facts, brother. Yes, Bobby Drake, what you got, man? What you got about this crazy shit, man?
So I have confirmation. This Shantae Joseph, she's not even from here. She's UK. She's based out of London, UK. And I briefly scoured through some of her stuff, and I see a little bit of patois tossed into some of her writings, trying to add a cultural flair. So it's relatively safe to say that she's likely a Jamaican British broad over there. So she got the double tether factor going in.
Double tether.
Talking all this goofy nonsense. And again, I was talking about warring against heterosexual relationships. I saw that she made sure, now there's all this talk about how relationships on the whole is specifying all these different relationships, how they're talking about men and everything. But she made sure when she was addressing relationships, she made sure to only focus on heterosexual relationships with men and women. She made sure to leave the queer relationships out.
Facts.
So again, the agenda.
Mm-hmm.
It's not imaginary. It's not an hallucination. It's who you got this time.
Oh God. Agenda. Yeah.
You got Dank Hill this time.
Nigga, what?
Nigga, what? But and again, also see on the socials she has listed that she is single. So again, these women who are failures in relationships out here voicing themselves, or the ones that are just plain co-opted and will basically say anything to sell their soul to make a quick buck or to get some prominence for 3 seconds. They'll do whatever. And I think the biggest issue for a lot of these women is their ego.
True.
There's a lot of, and I keep saying this, men, our egos are notorious, they get a lot of play, but a man's ego is no match for today's women's ego. Those egos are out of control. They got V12 engines under the hood.
It's insane.
And I think it's most pronounced with these kinds of women because when you have a woman like her now, how successful she actually is, I don't know. I see a bunch of publications that she's listed in that are overseas. So how successful that really is in the grand scheme of things, I can't say. But I think what really burns up and chaps these women's asses who have a lot of these accomplishments and accolades to their name, they're degreed women, especially grad level degrees. They earn a lot of money. They might have titles and all other kind of accolades, whatever. I think what it is it really bothers them that what should be considered a basic skill, the ability to court someone halfway decent, settle down, start a family, and be happy, I think it really chafes their asses to know that they're able to succeed in every other facet of life except this one. I can go and make history and be the first woman to da-da-da-da in this degree. I can be the first woman CEO or CFO or C-suite exec in such and such company or such and such field. I can be the first woman in my family to make over 6 figures or to have such and such salary. I drive a brand new paid off late model Audi or whatever. My closet's full of Louis Vuitton and Tory Burch and everything else. They can check off all these other things. But the one thing that even basic, broke, and poor, impoverished women can do, which is to get someone to commit to them and start a relationship, marry them, and have a family with them, they can't pull it off. And it bothers them because there's no school that there's no degree that you can get in how to get married or to be married or have a successful marriage. There's no school you can go to in how to go ahead and create stability within that home. And they feel too embarrassed to ask questions and to seek help because I'm this big top level chick. I'm supposed to have it figured all out. And so their egos, because it's not their accolades, their egos have boxed them into a corner that they can't get out of now. Because to do that, they have to be humble and acknowledge, yeah, you know what? Despite everything else I got going on, I'm slacking over here. And that pride has them in a point where now they would rather be cold as hell and miserable with that little ego, tiny little piece of a scrap of towel over their shoulder trying to keep warm, as opposed to going ahead and, humbling themselves, sitting at the feet of some elder sisters who might not be as accomplished, but know what the hell they're doing, and say, hey, I'm open to learning. Can you teach me? But this goes back again to the importance of the family, because the reality is most of this training, yes, you can go ahead and have mentors, female mentors that you consult for game in that regard as a woman, or men you can go to as a man as well for relationship training. But for the most part, you should have had the benefit of that 18-year internship at the feet of your parents.
You would think.
You should have been able to learn from them and their example.
Yeah.
But you didn't have that in most cases. So you have this huge gap in how to go ahead and have relationships. Not to mention, once you do get of dating age, there's a lot of restrictions that come into place for that. A lot of care. Oh, my child can't date until they're out of my house, or I want to go ahead and see who's this boy, who's this girl. There's so much helicopter parenting that comes with that. There's no real opportunity to learn these skills. And so now you're here in an adult capacity trying to do something you should have been literally learning from the time you came out the womb.
Well said.
When we don't prioritize getting ourselves healthy first and foremost, number one, and then seeking somebody else who's healthy so we can form these proper, healthy nuclear families, this is the damage that is caused.
Mm-hmm.
This is why that happens. Like the great poet laureate Fabulous once said, happy hoes ain't hating, and hating hoes ain't happy.
Facts.
You better change your situation. Go ahead and get you some Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. Get the ISIS papers. Go ahead and get you some Shahrazad Ali, The Black Woman's Guide to Understanding the Black Man. They can fix the situation.
Yeah. That's the thing.
My Bentayga.
No, that's the thing that bothers me the most about this is that you have these people out here listening to these buffoons like their words are the gospel, like they're actually saying something valuable. They go out of their way to make videos supporting these bullshit ideologies. You understand what I'm saying? There are hundreds of them. I only put up like the first 6 or 7. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of video responses to this, and most of them are in support of it. And that tells you a lot, because one woman, I did see a couple of decent responses, but one woman was like, if you think that lowly of men that you're embarrassed by them, should you be with them? And that is an extraordinary question, because that I would submit to you that you have a lot of women that are actively in relationships, that are in marriages even, and men too sometimes, that they feel, the article is about men being embarrassing, though. It's about boyfriends being embarrassing, but they totally agree with this woman, yet they're still there. And I say the same thing to them that I say to the bedwenches. If you really feel that badly about black men, take your musty ass over there. We don't need you here polluting other people's lives and polluting their romantic experiences with your trauma and bullshit, because you're too lazy and or stupid to go and find healing. You understand what I'm saying? And you're the turd in the punch bowl. You're the urine in the pool. And that's what I see when I see this. I see people who are not putting their best foot forward, who are not trying to come to the table with good intentions so that we can actually fix things. I said this a couple weeks ago when I was talking about somebody that we know and just drawing a line and telling the difference between us and them. We want to fix the problem. We love women. We want our brothers to go out there, find a wife, lock her down, treat her well, build, be fruitful and multiply. That's what we want to see. We're not talking like these people, and they'll be the first ones to tell you about how much men hate women, but listen to how they talk about men. You understand what I'm saying? Listen to how they talk about men. We can disagree with women all day. You will never come on this show and hear us talk about women the way that those women talked about men. And it is a general thing. They're saying she's stating this as a fact. This is a thing. It is embarrassing to have a boyfriend. And all these women are agreeing with it and running with it. That was the biggest L I've seen in a long time. That was pathetic. You know what I'm saying? But this is where we are. So I say again, gentlemen, you got to get your vetting game really, really strong, because you got some women out here today. In just the past few weeks, we talked about women who falsely accused men of rape. You understand what I'm saying? Now, this one here, they're talking about how much they detest men or whatever the case may be. Fellas, you got to be careful. There's a target on your back. Wow, outrageous.
I will say this. What I find to be very embarrassing is that we have a bunch of women, especially black women, that talk real nonsense about being with men, especially black men.
Yeah.
But yet, whenever they find themselves in danger, they always call out why black men aren't there to protect them. If you don't want us on one side, then we're not supposed to be in your space, period.
Yeah.
So you can't have it both ways. You can't kick somebody and then walk away and get in danger, and the person you kick, you want them to be there to help you. That doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. Despicable. It's wild, but yeah, that's, and we talked about the brick lady too. That's another one. false accusation against, there's a pattern here. False accusations against black men. We've talked about a few of them in the past few weeks, and now we're seeing some video where these women are outright talking about how they think even being with you is embarrassment. Wow. Fellas, y'all better open your eyes and understand what's going on. And mind you, they'll listen to a gay man and what he has to say about what you think before they'll listen to you.
So why don't they start a reality show, Pop the Balloon with bears? Go find the bears. They got Huggy Bear, Black Bear.
The Bears gonna run up on the plug
Yogi
twice.
Bear.
The Bears gonna run up on the plug 3 times.
Facts. All right. Time for that. It's that time, y'all. It's that time.
This is the Crown Check segment where we honor our queens. Respect.
Of the Roaring Twenties, a woman named Maria Priscilla Thurston Williams dared to defy the odds. Born in 1866, she was not just any woman, but the first African-American woman film producer. Her debut, the silent crime drama The Flames of Wrath, in 1923. Once a schoolteacher, Williams was a beacon of activism and independence, her passions rooted deeply in the liberal arts. Her journey took her from newspapers to film production, script writing, acting, and ultimately memoir writing. In her 1916 book, My Work and Public Sentiment, she declared herself a national organizer and speaker with the Good Citizens League. 10% of her book proceeds were devoted to suppressing crime within the African-American community. More than a philanthropist, Williams generously donated 10% of her earnings to uplift her community, fostering a safer, happier environment. In 1932, a stranger's plea for help led her away from home. Tragically, she was found shot dead miles away. Maria Priscilla Thurston Williams, a trailblazer, a visionary, never to be forgotten.
Maria Priscilla Thurston Williams, shout out to that sister, first film producer, you dig? On top of that, she was an activist, she was a playwright, she was an author. Man, this sister was out there and she was helping the community. You know, people say what they say. You know, the sisters that ride, they ride. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't play. They don't half-ass it. You know, they really get out there and get their hands dirty, and they go out of their way to help people because they're selfless and they realize that it's not about them. It's about it's about the people. It's about the larger struggle. So shout out to that sister and shout out to others like her. All the respect. Go ahead, close us out, fellas.
Yeah, shout out to that sister. That was pretty dope, man. And I love the fact that they highlighted that she put her money back into her community,
Yes.
not only to help the community, but also to suppress the violence, which goes to hand that statistically, the more violence within proximity of a community is due towards the lack of financial privy. So the lack of financial privy will result into higher crime. So her putting money to suppress it was putting finances back into the community to make sure it was lowered. I thought that was pretty dope.
Yes.
And also just, you know, coming back to the community. And I think a lot of businesses should be that way. And one thing that really is a pet peeve to me now is that, and I'm not trying to pocket watch people or tell you where to put your money, but stop donating to causes at Publix and these other big major institutions that tell you, hey, donate or round up your money or do that. Man, get that money, put it to the side, and at the end of the year, find an organization that is grassroots and put that money in there. Or you can even start your own organization and do what you need to do so you know every penny that you have earned is going directly in there. Because when these institutions collect money like that, they only need to give 10%, and I mean 1%, and they can pocket the rest. They can pocket the 99 and say that they did what they did as long as they cleared the 1% of their earnings from that donation. So I thought that her directly coming out of her own pocket showed exactly how every penny went back into her community. And we need to do that. A lot of Black businesses and people out here, we need to start doing that on a mass level. and not waiting for the government and all these institutions to do that. So shout out to her for doing such a great, phenomenal thing. I'm saddened by how she went out. You know, that's real fucked up. I think somebody set her up and killed her because she was doing too much good for the community. But like I tell people all the time, you going out there and getting all these accolades and trying to be like Tamika Mallory and all these other people. What's the other one that's up there? The neck twirling chick. You can be those people.
Crockett.
Jasmine Crockett. You could be those people, get all these accolades and everything like that. But your legacy, when you die, nobody's gonna respect you. They're not even gonna remember you. They'll remember this woman right here because what she did was tangible for her community and not just collecting accolades and trying to be this so-called spiritual hope for people. So we need more of that and less of those people. So that's why I said before, what is the people that remind you or who's inspiring the next generation to be those people? So if you don't see it, be the person to pick up the torch and be the one to inspire others. And I'll land my plane.
Oh, facts. Bobby Drake, take us out.
Yeah, shout out to that sister. Grateful for her life, grateful for her accomplishments and her achievements, and her not thinking of a robbery to go ahead and give it back to her community and her people.
Yeah.
And you saw how she made it a big deal about she was giving back to or trying to do her part to help reduce and eliminate crime in our community back then.
Yes.
You know, this is why these whole conversation, these false tropes about the level of criminality in Black society is so ridiculous, as well as when they try to always try to point the finger at us for these things, because even from the get-go, we have always played an active role in seeking to stomp down and eliminate the criminality that does exist amongst us, because criminality is a universal thing. All races, all demographics commit crime.
Yeah.
Every single race of people, and all crime, for the most part, there's exceptions obviously, but by and large, crime tends to be intraracial because crime is mostly about opportunity. You victimize the people around you.
True.
It is rare for people to travel outside of their immediate surroundings and go hunt down other people looking to victimize them, unless it's a personal beef. Some white guy cut me off in traffic and I have a road rage, now I'm chasing after him to beat him down or something. That's rare and that's specific. It's not a general MO way of going about handling things.
Right.
We have always been involved and active in having our own rallies outside the government. We have our own rallies. We have our own initiatives. We have movements like the Detroit 300. We have all kinds of Stop the Violence rallies, Stop the Gun rallies. Even down here in Miami, we had our own, from the street level initiative, Guns Down, Bikes Up, where they encourage the youngins, instead of picking up guns and committing crimes out there, grab a dirt bike, grab a motorbike, come ride with us on set times of the day or during the year.
Yeah.
And even though that's got a lot of blowback from local government and the community because of the disturbance that's caused by all these little sea of bikes and motor vehicles riding through the streets, at the same time, it's encouraging them to go ahead and find an outlet for their actions to stand down to this. You don't hear about anybody else doing this.
Right.
The closest, and I said this to somebody else the other day, the closest I've heard about one of these streets level grassroots initiatives from other groups would be your MAD, your Mothers Against Drunk Driving. That's it. I don't hear about any other streets level, grassroots level organizations and ideas putting these out that don't come from Black people. So this is just further evidence that we've always been about it. And big up to the sister for showing that throughout the decades, we've been there doing that. Big ups to her.
Absolutely.
So we appreciate you all for kicking with us for another week, talking about the assault, the attack that's being waged against heterosexual relationships and the devastating nature of this. Look, there's a lot of upper level chicanery going on when it comes to this. There's a lot of high level issues going on. Eugenics is going on at an all-time level. There are people fighting to increase birth rates while also dropping the birth rates of others. And this is happening at a high level. We talk about governments, we talk about corporate levels. A lot of people have an investment in altering the way and our ability to go ahead and come together and create positive, healthy, whole, functional, stable relationships.
Yeah.
The powers that be don't want this. And they're going to throw their shills, they're going to throw their agents out there of confusion to go ahead and muddy the waters amongst us. But we have this knowledge. There are platforms like ours and others talking about this. So this is not a secret anymore. It is on us, the people, to see the game and to rise above it and to be defiant and say, you know what? We're going to be stronger than ever. And our Black scholars have been saying this for the longest time. The most revolutionary thing out there is Black love. Black love is revolutionary.
Facts.
When we come together, when we're strong, we're nation building, all the other bullshit don't matter.
Bring it home. There it is.
We were able to survive the ills of chattel slavery. We were able to survive the ills of Jim Crow semi-slavery. We were able to survive Red Summer. We've been able to survive the crack era. We've been able to survive everything that's thrown at us. As long as we're together, we will keep going and stand the test of time.
Well said.
IG fam, we love you. Facebook fam, we appreciate you. YouTube fam, where would we be without you? We will not see you next week, same time, same place, because, again, the holidays are here. We want you all to stay focused, be with your people, be present, rest, recover, regroup. Next time we'll catch y'all, it will be in the best month of the year, December. Make sure, the meanwhile, though, leave us some gifts. Hit that bell icon, subscribe to all of our notifications. If you haven't already, like this video, share this video, tell somebody about this video, tell a friend, tell a family member, tell a coworker, tell a sworn enemy, tell your mailman, tell that next door neighbor that you can't stand. Tell everybody. We'll catch y'all in December. This guy right up here is Anthony Malcolm. My man over here is Major Gage, and I am Bobby Drake. And together we are Manversations 2020. We love y'all.
Yeah.
Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations.
A place where we inform, build, and
Man up.
inspire.
Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manversations.
A place where we inform, build, and
Man up.
inspire.
You gotta eat what you kill. You gotta go out there, you gotta hunt for your meals.
We all have that ability to connect with people, to be that motivational person in somebody's life.
You gotta let people know there's certain lines you don't cross, and that there's gonna be consequences if you do.
Man up.
If you are an adult and you are in a relationship, that person's emotions are not your responsibility.
Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations.
A place where we inform, build, and
Man up.
inspire.
The devil, during slavery, destroyed the masculinity or manhood of the so-called Negro. No man. No man. Right now you got to be trained all over again to be a man.
When someone is obligated to do something, it is binding upon them to do it. And failure to do it causes reaction.
Man up.
Hunger shall make you rich. I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life forever.
If black people knew their glorious past, if black people knew their glorious past, if black people knew their glorious past, then they would be more inclined to respect themselves.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us.
A place where we inform, build, and
Man up.
inspire.
Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manversations.
A place where we inform, build, and
Man up.
inspire.
You want to tell me about yourself? Go get your friends. I'll tell you who you are based on who your friends are.
Don't just live and die. That's an ugly existence. Make your life matter, make your life count. Live a life where people can actually mourn you for the things you left behind, not just because you were around and existed.
We need strong black nuclear family.
Yes. Yes.
That's what it is. Mother, father, son, daughter, all in the same house with a focus on the family unit as a whole.
We had Tulsa, Atlanta, New Jersey, Detroit. We had Rosewood. We had Black Wall Streets all over.
The Republicans aren't for us, but the Democrats aren't for us either. And we should have no alliance to any political party. We only have alliance to what is in our own best interest.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
At the end of the day, as men in the community, we must stand together and be counted because people look to us for guidance, leadership, and protection. And if we are not about that business, we are not on our job. Here we have grown-ass man conversations in the spirit of that purpose. Anthony Malcolm, Bobby Drake, Major Gage, we are. This is Manifestations 2020.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.